So before we land on that decision, don't you think the question that we ask is very important, right? Because before you said how can we be more efficient? Dun, 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 dun. Then the question becomes, how can we make customers happy? So those are two very different questions going to two very different directions. The reason why I said that, in a lot of our innovation project, or when we go about doing strategy, is about asking the right questions. Then your answer will be different.
Oh, absolutely.
And then, how do we frame or reframe our questions or reframe our challenges? Because at the very beginning, we thought we're solving this problem. But then after reframing, after understanding customers, and so we're actually solving a very different, problem.
Yeah. For me, and probably you as well, right? It all starts with your customer at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you talk about
exactly.
yourself first, it just becomes a cost-cutting exercise, which may or may not win over customers, right? So I think that's...
And it becomes very mechanical. Yeah. And it is important, the efficiency, but then, what kind of customer or stakeholder, people problem are we solving? That's where, in our practice, we focus more on, it's the human-centered problem solving.
Yeah. And it's the idea of like driving efficiency, optimizing your business, minimizing waste and cost. Those are table stakes for every business. You should always figure out how do you run more efficiently and more effectively with what you've got. But it's the other side of like, how do you win customers better than your competition? That's more strategic, right? That's optimization. The other one's is strategic. You're making choices there, and I think that's where the fun and creativity comes into it, right? And there's no right answer, right? It's ripe for innovation, and I think that's where strategy plays. It's not kind of figuring out like what's the optimal plan to cut costs, right? That's a different exercise, and so not to confuse the two.
Yeah, totally. Thank you for that clarification.
No problem.